The ghetto was, one of them was in a brick factory, which had no sides, just a roof, like. Not that I cared. And the other was on the other part of the city, which was a lumber yard, sort of, or similar.
So, wait, you went to one of the ghettos and there was just a roof and no sides,
That's right.
and everybody had to live under this roof? And did you live as families? And
Yeah, we were as families. We brought our covers and quilts and things like that, and put it on the floor and slept next to each other like corkwood, or how do you say it?
So how did they tell you what to bring with you?
Only what you could carry. Only what we could carry, this we took, and we took some food. And then, I don't know, they cooked something, but we had some food, so we cooked actually Agi's mother made the cooking, and everybody got a portion, whatever we had. And shall I say about the latrine something?
Yeah.
There was no facility, but they had a big latrine, and it was completely open.
Oh, so there was no privacy.
Privacy, are you kidding? Do they care about privacy? And many times, it's unfortunate, when a plane went by and they took pictures. Just to humiliate you more than you were already humiliated, all right? Before we had to go to the ghetto also, they made a declaration, in 3 days you have to leave your home, blah, 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 and just march to the ghetto.
So for 3 days you were preparing what you were going to bring, and
Yes.
so all 8 children, and you and your parents and all of your relatives from the...
Actually, we were put into separate 2 camps for some reason, but that's
You mean the
another
kids were separated?
No. Some of them were with my mother, and since we were living with my grandmother, we had to go with her. You had to stay in the place where you were.
Oh.
You weren't allowed to change places. So, anyway, we were in the ghetto probably 4 or 5 weeks. I'm not even sure, or maybe 2 months.
So it was you, and with your grandmother, it was you and
Avi
and Augie?
Agi and Agi's brother and her parents, and Avi's mother only. Her father was already dead, which she didn't know. Avi from Jersey, and her little tiny brother.
So none of your sisters or brothers were with you?
No, not then. And who else was? Oh, my aunt with a 6-month-old baby, and my grandmother, of course, and then one day then when they decided to deport us to Auschwitz, they had groups. There were 5 groups. I was in the one from before the last. That was the 4th group. You had to show up, you had to march up and carry what you could, and on the way to the train, a lot of people just dropped things. It was too heavy. Let's say for my grandmother or little children, they couldn't carry anything. Finally, they pushed us into a wagon, like a cattle wagon, locked the door. We didn't know anything or what, and then I don't know how people could ask how you didn't protest. How do you protest when you have nobody who would help you? You have no guns or anything, and we wouldn't know what to do with that anyway. None of us. So anyway, we went, and all the lies which were told that they're going to go and send us to a working camp, and the older people will take care of the babies, and only the healthy or younger people who will do the work. That was drummed into the people all the time, and we figured if we survive, we survive, all right? There was no way to run away anywhere anyway. So finally we are in the wagon, and they push us all in. I don't know how many. They hardly had a place to sit down next to each other. No water, no other things either. Finally somebody had a bucket, and it was locked and closed in, and we never, until they got us to Auschwitz, we didn't see anybody. But one of my aunt's father, he somehow looked out and he saw the name Warsaw. There was a little grate. He said, "We are doomed." Said, if we're going towards Poland, then we are doomed. And he was right. He never came back, poor thing. So we arrived to the Auschwitz camp, which you never heard about.
And you were separated at this point from your family. It was just,
No, we were together, all of us. My
Oh, you're-
grandmother, my aunts, my cousins, Avy.
but not your parents
No,
and
not
your
my parents.
siblings.
They were in the group already. They were already dead, which we didn't know.
Oh, they were in the group ahead
Because
of you?
they were ahead, yes. And I went almost to the last group, the one before the last, and they were with the first. And Bertie's parents. And another aunt. They were in the other camp. And also, it depends on where you live. That's where they took you to this ghetto or to this ghetto. Anyway, the arrival, like Primo Levi describes it exactly if you read the book. They opened the door, finally when we got there, and they said, raus, schnell, fast, get out, all right? And before you had a chance to know what's doing, you were sent either this side or this side. And my grandmother and my aunt with the baby, and the other aunt with the other baby, went with my grandmother. And Avy's brother was so sharp. He says to her mother, Ma, give the baby to grandma. He saw right away that if it's taking the older people and the babies, then it's no good to one group. And the healthy people go this way, then it must be maybe we're going to work. She said, I'm not giving the baby to anybody. The baby goes where I'm going. And that's what it is. And so she went with the baby. So anyway, when they marched us into the camp, Joe was there when we went to visit, and bring us to a big place. You have to undress completely, and we teenagers and nothing, and older, and they are sending the soldiers there. First we didn't want to, but there was no question. You had to do it. Just put your clothes on, you'll get it back, which we never saw again anyway, either. They took everything because a lot of people, and we did too, you sewed in something, but you had a few dollars or, whatever, money or something, maybe we could exchange it for food or whatever. You know, you have to think of those things. When people go through the borders, they do those things. Anyway, they took us, we had to undress completely naked, and then the guy came, said, women or guys, I don't even know anymore, they shaved us completely everywhere and gave us some rags. They just threw at you. The size, it didn't matter. No underwear, no socks, no nothing. Just as something to put on. And the only thing you could keep is your shoes. And by the way, Avy's shoes were stolen the first night. That's one thing which didn't help her either. Because she put it down where they took us down those called us the bridges, those wooden planks where we were sleeping. She put it down like she was used for you put your shoes down. You don't think that somebody is going to steal it. So they stole it. She had no shoes.